The expressions below are not ones that we will typically see. They're half factored and half expanded. So it's sort of like a halfway in between something that you're trying to get foiled and the final form. But as a warm-up to factoring by grouping, we're going to start with things that look like this, and we're going to factor out the expression of the form a plus b in each. Okay, so this first one, x squared times the quantity x plus 7 plus 9 times the quantity x plus 7. Okay, all right, so both of these, this is a term and this is a term. So both of these terms contain a common factor of x plus 7. So we're going to factor out the x plus 7 from each of these terms. Okay, so if we factor out an x plus 7 from the first term, we get x squared. That's what's left. And then if we factor out an x plus 7 from the second term, we're left with 9. So we have the quantity x plus 7 times the quantity x squared plus 9. Okay, so in the same idea down here, we've got y times the quantity y plus 2 plus y plus 2. Okay, so both of these terms have a common factor of y plus 2. Okay, so if we factor the y plus 2 out of the first term, we just have y left over, right? Now, the second term is just y plus 2. So when we factor that out, remember there's like a little imaginary 1 in front of that. You can think of it that way. So when we factor y plus 2 out from the second term, we just have 1 remaining. And that 1 is really important, right? So if I were to distribute this entire term back through here, I have to distribute it to both of those terms, the y and the 1, right? So to make sure that we get back to where we started with it. In this last one, we have t times the quantity t minus 4 minus 2 times the quantity t minus 4. Okay, so what's common to both of these? Again, I'm kind of chunking these two, so you can see both of those as terms. So we're going to take out t minus 4, right? And then what remains? Well, from the first term, just t, right? And from the second term, we have minus 2. Right, so we end up with the quantity t minus 4 times the quantity t minus 2. So I know this is a bit of an odd exercise, but it's just piggybacking on pulling out the greatest common factor from two terms. And in this case, we have a whole sum that we're pulling out from both terms. Okay, so this will help us as we learn how to do factor by grouping.